and the Royals are going to tangle again tonight, and the Rangers are hoping for similar conditions and similar results from last night's game when Texas snapped a two-game losing streak and beat the Royals on the strength of 5 home runs here at Rangers Ballpark in Arlington. And yes, the Rangers are back against the Royals. It's John Radigan and Tom Grieve here at Rangers Ballpark in Arlington. It is windy again tonight. A few more clouds in the area and some threatening skies, but for the Rangers, they're glad to send out another guy who's been really good at this place. And his only start so far here, Alexi Ogando, was almost perfect, Tom.
Yeah, and you talk about the 3 young starters. Alexi is the 3rd one. He's pitched really well this year. Didn't know exactly what to expect from him. He's never been a starter before. In his first start against Seattle, all he does is go 6 innings, no runs on 2 hits, comes back against the Tigers and essentially does the same thing. Ran into a little bit of a problem in New York. He gave up 3 home runs. He still threw the ball well in that ball game. I think the Rangers have to be really pleased with 3 starts from Alexi Ogando, and they expect him to go out and do well tonight.
They do indeed. We'll talk a lot about the changes that will take place in the bullpen as Nefty Feliz is on the 15-day disabled list, retroactive to Thursday. Our thoughts about that will come up during the course of this broadcast, and so much more as we bring you Game 2 between the Rangers and the Royals with threatening skies overhead. But in spite of that, it's time to play ball, y'all. Rangers and Royals coming your way next. Southwest is brought to you by your Texas Ford dealers. Check out the Ford F-150 and drive one. Ford is the best in Texas. By the Progressive Insurance Group. For a money-saving car insurance quote, call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE today. By Jack in the Box. Get the All-American Jack Combo for only $4.99 plus tax. And by Southwest Airlines' new Rapid Rewards. Unlimited reward seats and no blackout dates. And it's Saturday Night Baseball on Fox as we bring you the Rangers and the Royals live from Rangers ballpark in Arlington. Southwest Airlines brings you the Royals batting order tonight, very similar to last night, with Getz, Cabrera, Gordon, and Butler in the top 4. Jeff Francoeur, as well as Gordon and Betamit, trying to extend hitting streaks tonight. Kayahue is in the 7 hole and at first base again. Matt Traynor, the former Ranger, is the lone change to the lineup from Ned Yost. He's in the 8 hole and playing catcher. Escobar is the number 9 man. And here is the scouting report on Alexi Ogando.
His 3 starts have gone really well. He's 2-0. ERA is still solid even after the 5 runs against the Yankees. He hasn't walked many batters. He's made the other team put the ball in play. Left-hand hitters are only 6 for 50 against him. And he's pitched really well at our ballpark. And that's a good combination. He's pitching well right now. It's a night, probably a tough night to pitch. The way the wind is blowing is similar to last night. The ball will probably carry. And so Ogando, with his heavy sinker, if he keeps it down, should be able to get a lot of ground balls and maybe counteract that wind.
That will be the goal as he starts things off against Chris Getz tonight. That's exactly what Derek Holland was trying to do last night, and did for most of them, other than a explosion in the 4th inning by the Kansas City Royals last night. Derek Holland was very good and very impressive in responding to that 5-run 4th inning.
Yeah, and even though they got 5 runs in that inning, there was 2 little ground balls that were part of it. Francoeur was the only one in that inning who hit the ball hard. He doubled to left center field. And the 3-run homer was a little wind-blown line drive that wouldn't have been a home run any other place other than our ballpark last night.
That evens things up to Getz. 87 degrees at game time, and there you see the smile on the face of Derek Holland. This one's flared. Elvis going back and makes the play on it. And with Elvis Andrus out there, the defensive side of things for the Rangers, Cruz, Murphy, and Moreland in the outfield. Elvis and Adrian on the left side. Ian and Chris Davis at first base tonight. And there's Alexi Ogando and Yorvi Torrealba. And it's the 2nd start of the year, the 2nd start of the big leagues this year for Chris Davis. Wash said he wanted to get CD a little playing time tonight.
I think it's a perfect night to start, Chris. You've got a right-handed pitcher pitching. You've got a left-hand hitter who can hit the ball out of the ballpark on a night where the conditions should be good for that. He's a terrific defensive player. It's a good night for Chris to get a start.
Cabrera lines this one into left field. And it's a 1-out single for the 2nd place hitter for the Kansas City Royals. Brings up Alex Gordon. He's got the best hit streak in the American League so far this year, and a career high for him. 16 games in a row for him. He extended it last night with a couple of hits, actually. Just underway on a warm and windy night at Rangers ballpark in Arlington. That one's hit hard but foul. Played on the carom out there, and Ogando's ahead of Gordon. No balls and a strike. That .361 average is 4th best in all of the big leagues for Gordon. And they chase Cabrera back. As we mentioned last night, the Royals are the #1 stealing team in baseball. They're 26 of 31 in steal attempts. Swing and a miss there by Gordon.
And the Royals have scored more runs than any team in the American League, but they're 11th in home runs. They're 3rd in walks, 2nd in on-base percentage, 1st in steals, 1st in doubles. And so they've been scoring runs in different ways, not with the long ball, but by getting on base and running the bases.
Ironically, at the start of last night's game, they were the top hitting team average-wise in the American League, and the Rangers were third. And then after last night's game, perhaps it's not surprising, those two teams flip-flopped. And the Rangers are now the top hitting team average-wise in the American League. Kansas City falls to third, and Cleveland is sandwiched in between there. Royals at 268 on the season so far with a team batting average. The Rangers are at 271. The 1-2 pitch. Ball 2. Another guy, we talked about David Murphy being a slow starter during the pregame show. Alex Gordon has been traditionally a slow starter, but he has done anything but start slow to the 2011 season. He's off to a roaring start here.
Yeah, Gordon really has had a slow start to his career. He hasn't had a big year yet. He was a highly touted second pick in the draft. Huge year at Double-A, right straight to the big leagues. Maybe a little bit before he was ready. And so he had a couple of years in the big leagues where he played every day, hit 10 or 12 home runs, knocked in 60 runs. This is really the first year that he's shown some signs of being the player he was touted to be coming out of the draft.
Had an injury-plagued season last year. 74 games for the Royals is all he played. 68 games at AAA Omaha. Alexi being very careful with the base runner Cabrera. It was while Gordon was at Omaha last year that he switched positions. You might remember him as a third baseman. Outfielder now after the switch in AAA. And he hits this one towards center field. David Murphy can't get to it. Now they're running to third, and safe at third base is Cabrera.
First breaking ball that Alexi's thrown, he jammed Gordon. Gordon's having some good fortune with the way the balls are falling. Not a hard hit ball right there. He's kind of looped it in front of David Murphy.
17-game hitting streak for him, though. Longest in the American League, and he extends it quickly. And now it's the cleanup man, Billy Butler, the designated hitter. Strike from Alexi at 96 miles an hour. Butler's got a mini hitting streak going. You don't even want to talk too much about it when there are 3 guys in the lineup with double-digit streaks underway, but he's at 5 in a row. And he hits this one straight up. Shallow center field. Ian makes the play.
Big out. First and third, 1 out. Fly ball scores him, but not a pop-up.
And here comes Jeff Francoeur, former Ranger who received his American League championship ring yesterday in a pregame ceremony from John Daniels, Thad Levine, and Ron Washington. Jeff was surprised, I talked to him before the game, surprised and pleasantly so to find out that they actually gave him the pendant that matches the ring for his wife. Don't tell her, but he says he's going to tell her that he paid for it. Just to earn a few points with the wife. He's going to let her think he shelled out the big bucks for the pendant. His streak is 12 games, and if he looks a little thinner to you than he did last year during the playoffs, it's because he's lost 30 pounds since then.
Wow.
Yeah. Said that he got to the point where he didn't feel like he wants to feel like he's the best athlete out on the field. And when he's lighter and quicker and faster, he feels like he can do anything out there athletically. Says he's back to feeling like that.
Well, based on the start he's having,
yep,
it was a good move.
It's working.
I really didn't look at him last year and think he was heavy.
No. It says his high was 242. He's at 211 right now. But he obviously carried the weight well, pretty athletically. Very happy in his situation there in Kansas City.
Yeah, for Jeff's career, what he needed was the opportunity to play every day. I'm sure there were other places he could have gone, maybe on teams that had a better chance to win. But what he needed at this stage of his career is to go out there and prove that he was the player he was earlier with the Braves and get a chance to do it every day. He's got that here in Kansas City.
Yeah, he said Philly and Colorado were also interested in him when he signed the deal with Kansas City. He's got such great history with some of the Kansas City management. Dayton Moore, their general manager, was at Jeff's house when he signed as an 18-year-old. He was in the front office for the Atlanta Braves at the time. And he was the guy dispatched to the Francoeur house to reel him in. Full count pitch from Ogando is hit back up the middle. Elvis over to make the play. Gets it up with it and gets Francoeur to retire the side. Couple of singles, but nothing across. And here come the Ranger bats. First inning, and the Rangers batting order is presented by Southwest Airlines tonight. Kinsler, Andrus, Young, Beltre. Pretty familiar up there at the top. Then it's Nelly in the 5-hole, followed by David. Yorvit Torrealba behind the plate tonight. Mitch Moreland back in right field, and Chris Davis batting ninth at first base. Here's the scouting report on Kyle Davies.
He's had 4 starts. His best start was his last start. Was a solid start. He's been getting hit at the clip of about a 361 average. That's the highest in the major leagues. Has not had much success against the Rangers in this ballpark. 0-3 with an ERA over 9. His last start was against Cleveland. He had a no decision. 6 innings, 7 hits. Only gave up 2 runs, no walks, and 7 strikeouts. He's never beaten the Rangers. You saw what he's done in this ballpark. He's pitched a lot better in Kansas City against the Rangers than he has here.
Another guy who came up through the Atlanta organization, signed out of high school with Atlanta. He was part of that group known as the Baby Braves that were called up back in 2005. He's high with that one to Ian. Being with 7 hits and 17 at-bats on the homestand. And he hits this one hard to center field, but not in the jet stream tonight. There to make the play is Melky Cabrera. With him in the outfield is Gordon and the aforementioned Jeff Francoeur. Betamit and Escobar on the left side. Getz and Kayahue on the right. And it's Matt Trainer behind the plate, who was traded to the Royals from the Rangers back on March 28th. That made it basically through spring training with the Rangers. In fact, the day they were getting ready to break camp was the day that he was traded. And he too has found a pretty happy home over there in Kansas City. Disappointed to leave some of his teammates with Texas. He thought things went so well, but he says he's found a lot of guys who are having just about as much fun as the Rangers did last year over there in Kansas City. The 1-1 to Elvis. Outside for a ball to make it 2-1. 10 runs batted in for Andrus so far. Has him second among American League shortstops. He shows bunt and takes a strike. To make it 2-2. Chop towards second. Up with it is Getz, and there are 2 away. And here comes Michael Young. Speaking of guys who are streaking, Michael's in the midst of a 12-game hit streak. Longest so far this season by a Ranger. He had 3 hits in last night's game. One of 3 Rangers who did in a 15-hit explosion by the Rangers offensively last night.
Now, the wind was a factor in last night's game. I actually think it was a bigger factor for Kansas City than it was for the Rangers. The only home run they had was a wind-blown home run. The Rangers had 10 balls in that game that were just hit right on the sweet spot of the bat. Home runs by Murphy would have been a home run in any ballpark. The one by Mitch Moreland would have been a home run in any ballpark. Beltre's doubles, a double in any ballpark. The wind helped the Rangers, but they hit the ball hard enough to score a lot of runs anyway.
Yeah, I thought it was a little wrong for a lot of the Royals to say after the game, yeah, they know how to hit balls in the wind better than we do. Look, the wind's the same for everybody. Might be built better to hit balls in the wind. Michael, safe at first base.
But really, it's not a matter of knowing how to hit the ball in the wind. It's the Rangers have home run hitters and the Royals don't. The Royals are a good offensive team, but they're not a home run hitting team. The Rangers are. Nice play by Escobar. Nice scoop by Kayahue, but Michael beats him.
Good old-fashioned hustle down the line by Michael Young, and it brings up Adrian Beltre. He's one of the home run hitters from last night. Rangers had home runs in 5 straight innings last night. And it was the first time they'd had such a stretch of 5 straight innings with a home run since 2003. And it's time for our Coors Light Cold Hard Blast, and we show you Adrian's home run from last night. Goes the opposite way with it and deposits it in the Rangers bullpen. That's our Coors Light Cold Hard Blast. Michael scampers back to first base. It was Adrian's 6th home run of the year. That has him tied for 2nd in the American League. Inside to make it 2-1. There's a strike to even things up at 2-2 to Beltre, the 4th place hitter, who has started every game of the season so far. This is number 20 on the year for the Rangers. 20 starts at third base, 20 starts in the cleanup position.
You won't see him take many fastballs near the middle of the plate.
This one's hit high in the air, almost straight up, and there to make the play is Matt Trainer. And the side is retired. Michael Young stranded at first. We're headed to the 2nd. Say hello to Emily Jones.
Well, guys, as you mentioned, Neftali Feliz on the 15-day DL. They could use Alexi Ogando in the bullpen right about now. However, that is not an option. The two names that come to mind, Arthur Rhodes, Darren Oliver, between them, about 4 decades of Major League experience.
When the game's on the line in the 9th inning with 1 run, you got to go out there and get 3 outs. You can't go out there and mess around. And now it might be Darren or it might be me. And so we just got to go out there and just keep our guard up.
Arthur Rhodes with tonight's Geico quote of the game. Hard to believe just 35 saves between those two, but that 4 decades of experience will definitely come in handy, you two.
No question about that, Emily. Thanks very much. And you saw the look on Arthur's face. He's pretty unflappable. He's not going to get too excited about much. If they use him in the 9th inning, you get the sense that he'll have pretty much that same demeanor when he goes out to the mound. But Feliz is out with what they're calling right shoulder inflammation. It's a 15-day DL stint.
That's one thing that Ogando's done so well.
There you see Cody Epley, who was recalled to replace Feliz in the roster, in the 25-man roster.
He's thrown breaking balls for strikes, and to left-hand hitters, he's buzzed them up and in with his fastball.
And now he's 2-2 with Betamit. And this one is sawed off, and Elvis comes in on it to make the play.
Well, the other thing about Ogando, he hasn't had a lot of strikeouts. He's only struck out 9 batters in 20 innings. But there haven't been a lot of balls hit hard either. So far in this game, a couple of broken bat pop-ups to shortstop. Frank Coor, a little ground ball to shortstop off the end of the bat on a slider, and Butler popped up. So there's a difference between not getting a lot of strikeouts and getting knocked around, and getting few strikeouts but making good pitches and not having the ball hit very hard against you. And that's what Ogando's been doing.
Needed just 19 pitches to get through the first inning, Alexi did.
Now, Alexi's average coming into the game, 13.5 pitches per inning. That's the most economical in the American League. So he's been getting quick outs by making quality pitches and having the other team put it in play weakly. Not a lot of 3-2 counts, very few walks, only 4 in 20 innings.
But now he's behind Kaihui, 3-0. Keeler was 1 for 4 with a double last night, but he struck out 2 times. And he takes a strike there on the 3-0 pitch. Matt Trainer waiting on deck. And a walk now. 1-out walk to Kaihui.
And Kansas City again has scored the most runs, and they've had the 3rd most walks in the league too. Ned Yost became the Kansas City manager right at the right time. He's got a great chance to see a resurgence in Kansas City with their farm system as highly touted as it is. Got some building blocks right here at the big league level now. He could be in a good spot, and they're probably lucky to have him too.
Grounded to Elvis, loses the handle, trying to hurry for that double play.
Well, that's too bad. With Matt running, that's a pretty good chance of turning a double play right there.
And that'll go as an error on Elvis.
Yeah, the tough part about that error is there's only 1 out. Instead of being out of the inning, every pitch from here on in this inning is an extra pitch for Ogando.
And they're not assuming the double play, so they're calling it a fielder's choice E6. And now here's the 9th place hitter. Escobar was 0 for 3 last night with a sac bunt. Torrealba comes out to chat with Escobar. Yorvit keeping things loose in the clubhouse earlier when a huge media throng gathered around Cody Epley. Yorvit walked right between everybody just to lighten things up and welcome Cody Epley in his own way. There's a strike. Cody admits he was very glad to have had spring training and a chance to get to know these guys a little bit. Makes it a little bit easier to come in here and assimilate with a big league club. That's Brett Tomko that he's sitting next to. Maybe he may not recognize Brett yet. He's only been here for a couple of days himself. Arthur Rhodes said that. He goes, yeah, every time I look up, there's somebody new in the clubhouse all of a sudden.
Yeah, I think one thing for Ron Washington that'll be important is for the starting pitchers to pitch as deep into the games as they can. You know, without a closer, everybody's role is moved back a little bit into the game. And the farther your starter can go, the less exposed your bullpen is. So Derek Holland get that extra inning last night. That's why for Ogando, you turn that double play, he's out of the 2nd inning with 30 pitches. Now he's up to 34 pitches, and there's still only 1 out.
Brett was on the field last night waiting for the fireworks show with his 2 little boys, and so if you were one of those who was disappointed that the fireworks were canceled last minute, believe me, the Rangers players were too. Brett Tomko and Josh Hamilton foremost among them. They were sitting on the field with their kids waiting for the show to begin. It was a fire marshal decision, not a Rangers decision. It was just too windy to shoot the fireworks off last night, and the Rangers have offered a free ticket to all the fans who were here last night. You can redeem those free tickets on any of the dates that you see on your screen. The 3 still left in April. You've got the May dates and a couple in June. The fireworks that you missed last night will be rescheduled for that night, June the 7th. So that's how you can redeem them. High in the air, Elvis waving everybody off, and he makes the play. And there are 2 away.
Gondo so far in the game not quite as sharp with his command. He's thrown 36 pitches, 20 for strikes. That's not the same ratio that he's had in his first 3 ball games. Had to get out of a 1st and 3rd 1-out jam in the first. Now it's 1st and 2nd, trying to get out of a 1-out jam right here in the 2nd.
Big swing and a miss from Getz. He popped up to Elvis his first time last inning. Four of the 5 outs so far have been pop-ups. 3 to Elvis and 1 to Ian, and a ground out to Elvis Andrus. 96 miles an hour, but just a bit inside. That one is outside to make it 2-1. Just the 7th road game of the year for the Kansas City Royals. They've played the vast majority of their games thus far at home. It all evens out, but so far they've spent most of their time at home. One of the reasons they're off to such a good start. Strike. That'll even it up at 2-2.
Getz has offered it a couple of pitches well out of the strike zone. He's walked 10 times, only struck out 7 times. He's tough to strike out. Hasn't hit for much of an average, but he has walked 10 times.
Just inside to make it 3-2. Another good crowd here, and you heard them getting a little fired up for the 2-2 pitch. Looks like about the same kind of crowd we had last night.
Yeah,
I'd say.
Just about.
Looks like we're right around the 45 to 46,000 mark again tonight. And they anticipate the payoff pitch. Swung on and popped up straight back and foul. Heading our way, but not quite far enough.
Little boy had his glove and he was ready to it. Just couldn't reach far enough out to get it.
Oh, it didn't even get to this club level? No.
It looked like it was going to come back, but it never got here.
The 3-2 is in the air towards center field. David Murphy freezes, then comes in a few steps and makes the play. And Alexi Ogando does get out of that 1st and 2nd 1-out jam. No score as we head to the bottom of the 2nd. head to the bottom of the second inning. Nelly against Kyle Davies here. Davies got out of the first unscathed against this potent Rangers offense. Just a single from Michael Young was all he allowed. Nelly slams it foul. Outside part of the plate from Davies for strike 2. Way outside and back to the backstop. Davies does have quality starts in 3 of his last 4 against the Rangers, but as we've mentioned, no victories against Texas in 7 career starts. That one is outside as he's clearly trying to pitch Nelly away. And it's 2-2. That'll make it 3-2 to the Rangers' 5th place hitter tonight, David Murphy on deck. Wave and a miss. Nelly's 13th strikeout in the last 9 games.
Borderline strike. Throws him a curveball. Might have been a ball. A lot of times a hitter came down, caught the top part of the strike zone. You'll see the spin on the curveball. Anticipate that it's going to break down, and it just kind of spins and stays up and fools you a little bit.
Strike 1 to Murph. David had 11 singles in a row before the home run last night. He started the season with a double and a home run, his first 2 hits, then 11 singles in a row, and then a home run. And now Davies is ahead of him 1-2.
He almost had another home run. Peter Borges took one right over the top of the fence from him here.
Outside, even things up at 2-2. And this one is bounced towards second. Apparently Getz couldn't get it out of his glove.
No, he went to get it and it stuck in his glove. He had time to make the play, just couldn't do it. Tough call for the official scorekeeper because he really didn't make an error.
Yeah.
He just didn't throw it.
Just held on to it. We will wait and see how they decide on that one. Either way, David Murphy is at first base for Yorvit Torrealba. And they do call it an error. E4.
Even though he didn't miss it, I tend to agree with that call, because he caught the ball in plenty of time to make the play, and whether you drop it or fail to get it out of your glove, it's still on you because you didn't make the play. So can't argue with that call from the official scorekeeper, who happens to be the great Dan Shimmick tonight.
Yeah, if he dropped it in the exchange, clearly everyone would have known it was an error. Just because he couldn't find the handle, still an errant play. And it still has Murph over at first base, diving back, in fact.
Dan Shimmick used to be the traveling secretary for the Rangers for a number of years. Worked with Bert Hawkins before that in the public relations department. And now 20 or 25 games a year, he serves as the official scorekeeper.
Yeah, and he said he doesn't want too many more than that.
I think it's a kind of a pressure-packed job, to be honest with you.
I agree. Swing and a miss by Torrealba. Makes it 1-1. Jorvit's in the midst of a little season-high 5-game hitting streak. Including Tuesday night when he hit his second home run of the year against the Angels. High and in tight. Davies very careful with Murphy over there. David had a steal last night. Swing and a miss to make it 2-2. Mitch Moreland's on deck. Chris Davis will come up behind him as Jorvit works that bubble gum. And the 2-2 from Davies. Runs it full to 3-2. Murphy goes. And because he did, there's no double play. Good time to run. Hey, follow the Rangers this season with MLB.com @BAT11 for your iPhone, your iPad, Android, or BlackBerry. Get scores, stats, highlights, live audio, and more. Text @BAT to 31826 or visit TexasRangers.com for details. So Murph's over at second now. Mitch Moreland comes up. Mitch, the left-handed batter, the only guy who didn't use the wind at all to hit his home run last night. It may have helped any of those that went to right field, but his went to left center field into the bleachers. He's hit safely in 12 of those 14 games where he's seen that average rise. There's a strike to him at the beginning of that 14-game stretch. He was hitting 143. Now the overall average is at 314. Thanks to that streak of hot hitting. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes to him. Grounds that one foul, played by Gary Pettis down there in the first base coach's box.
Both pitchers are going to be over 40 pitches for 2 innings. Agando had a chance to get out of his inning, second inning, with 30 pitches if the double play was potential double play was turned. It wasn't going to be a simple double play. And then had to throw 13 or 14 more pitches to get out of the inning. This will be pitch number 42 for Davies. So both pitchers got their pitch counts up there early in the game.
In the air to left field. Going back on it, and he can't get it as Gordon. Here comes David Murphy to score. In at second base is Mitch Moreland.
You saw it last night, the kind of power Mitch has to the opposite field when he hit that ball 8 or 10 rows back next to Kansas City's bullpen. It shows you some power right here, too. This pitch is a little bit outside. He drives it the other way. And I think Gordon was fooled by it just a little bit in how far it carried. Just lined right over his head.
And Mitch Moreland is safe at second base, safe and secure. New York life.
That's why Mitch is going to be such a good big league hitter, because he has power to all fields. He's not a pull hitter. He hits the ball where it's pitched. It's tough to fool him at the plate. See Gordon giving it a good try, but it just carried over his head.
And once again, the Rangers take advantage of a miscue by the Kansas City Royals. Last night, Kinsler got on because of an error on the third baseman and scored. Tonight, it's Murph who's on because of the error on the second baseman, and he comes home.
I'll make the call right here for Chris Davis early in the game.
Oh, nice. Love to see it.
Change up from Davies.
Got fooled there, didn't he?
Davies actually has pretty good stuff. You know, for a guy that has an career ERA that's pretty high, but he's had a fastball that's low 90s, slider, curveball, pretty good changeup. I think for him it's just a matter of consistently making good pitches. The stuff is there to be a solid big league pitcher.
Pitch number 45 for him. So he's past Alexi Ogando, who's at 44. We're still in the second inning. Rangers with a 1-0 lead now, thanks to the RBI double by Mitch Moreland.
That's one of the problems Chris has had at the big league level recently, has been identifying the off-speed pitches. And he's seen a lot of them. Pitchers tend to throw him a lot of slow pitches a little bit down and out of the strike zone. It's going to be up to Chris to identify those pitches and lay off them.
Fouled that one off, and it stays 2-2. Mitch Moreland's at second base with 2 out and 1 already in for the Rangers here in the second inning. And the 2-2 pitch from Davies. Fouled off. So it's Davies to Davis. One more time at 2-2. Outside and low, and the count runs full.
He laid off that pitch.
Yep.
That was a changeup, down and away. Probably closer to being a strike than the other ones were. And it was just barely out of the strike zone, but it was. It's called by Vic Carapazza, the home plate umpire.
And the 8th pitch of the at-bat is hit high in the air and deep to center field. They're on Greens Hill, and no! Tom, I thought your call was good.
As a home run last night, the wind didn't help that ball. I thought he hit it pretty well.
I did too. And so did all the kids out there on Greens Hill. It's a long out. The Rangers do get a run, though. So close from Chris Davis. But right at the wall, Cabrera makes the catch. As we say hello to Jim Knox.
All right, thanks, John. And John and Tom, check out this little guy. Been at it since pitch one. What do you got to say, buddy? Go Rangers! He's intense. Yes, he is. Let's talk Community Corner. We're going to talk about Union Gospel Mission of Tarrant County. What a great organization this is. Local Christian organization and ministry dedicated to providing love, hope, and respect to the new beginning for the homeless. Take care of close to 75% of the homeless in Tarrant County. Those who want to get involved, you can do so. Check out the information on your screen. We also have the Brown family in from Richmond Hills. What do you guys have to say, huh?
Go be KC!
Yeah, they're ready to go tonight. They're also ready for KC Sunshine Bet. Ouch.
Cabrera over the head. Thank you, Knoxie. Cabrera over the head of Mitch Moreland. He's in at second base.
Yeah, Cabrera hit that ball hard. Got a fastball and drilled it. Pretty similar to the one that went over Gordon's head.
Yeah, very similar. Mitch seemed to have a pretty good line on it. Just outgunned him. And it's a leadoff double for Cabrera. Ogando to Gordon now as we take one more look at the attempt out there by Mitch Moreland, reaching and can't quite get it. And you, out in that field in particular, you don't know what effect the wind might have on it.
And the wind is not blowing like it was last night. It was blowing pretty much straight toward third base. It's blowing more toward home plate, not nearly as hard tonight. And I think the wind actually held up the ball that Chris hit high to center field. Before the game, it was blowing just like it was last night, and maybe a little bit harder. But it's changed a little bit now that the game has gotten underway.
There's a strike to Gordon. Make it 2-1. He had a single his first time up to extend his American League best hitting streak to 17 games. But he was stranded at first base. There's another strike to make it 2-2.
They dropped that breaking ball right on the outside corner.
Two of the top hitters in the American League in this game, Gordon and Young, the top two. Oh, and he hit him.
96-mile-an-hour fastball. Probably hit him right near the knee.
And it doesn't matter where that hits you, does it? It hurts. So Gordon will trot to first base. And once again, Ogando's got a first and second situation. Boy, it did hit him on the outside of the knee.
This is really the first start for Ogando where he hasn't had command. He's thrown 50 pitches, 28 of them for strikes, 22 of them for balls. That fastball wasn't even close. He's going to have to dig deep, bear down. First and second, nobody out right here. Maybe get Butler to hit a ground ball and keep the ball down, make a good pitch.
Good curveball there to start Butler off with strike one. He's the cleanup hitter for Ned Yost's Kansas City Royals. He popped out to Ian Kinsler in the first inning. Big wave and a miss from Butler there. And Alexi's ahead of him 0-2. He's got one in scoring position now, but he's in an 0-2 hole. He stays alive with the foul back to the screen.
No hitter in baseball since the start of 2009 has had more doubles than Butler. Got 100 doubles since the start of 2009. Second in the league in walks, third in on base percentage so far this year.
And he swings and misses at that high heat.
Good at bat for Ogando right there. Got ahead of him with a breaking ball. Threw a fastball by him. He fouled off another fastball. Then he elevates this one a little bit. You can see Torrealba get this one up, big guy. He did, and he got Butler to swing at it for strike 3. That's getting a little help from the catcher right there. Letting the pitcher know, look, you're ahead in the count. You're going to try to get him to swing at one a little bit out of the strike zone. Make sure you throw it up.
And this one is popped up. Sky high, wind taking it a little bit over to try and make the play as Jorvik, and he's down the steps of the dugout, but he's okay.
Looked like off the bat that was going to be catchable, but I think the wind just blew that one right into the dugout.
A friendly and familiar dugout for Torrealba. He was fine going down those steps. Mike Maddox almost caught it. Swing and a miss from Francoeur.
Good hard slider right there from Ogando. A couple of breaking balls to get ahead of Francoeur. Francoeur might be another guy you could keep the ball on the outside part of the plate, throw it up a little bit and out of the strike zone, throw your fastball, see if you can get him to chase a high fastball. Derek struck him out last night on that pitch.
The 0-2.
There it was, and he got a piece of it.
Fouled it back and out of play. Jeff's got 17 RBI this year, second in the American League. And he hits this one toward David Murphy in center. He stays right there and makes the play and holds the runners, and there are 2 away.
Nice hitting by Francoeur right there. He got on top of that high fastball, hit it hard. Fortunately for the Rangers, that was hit right at David Murphy. Good at bat for Francoeur, behind in the count 0-2. Gets the pitch that Ogando was trying to throw and still hit it hard. That's the pitch that Butler missed for strike 3.
And since hitting Gordon, Ogando's thrown 8 straight strikes and gotten 2 outs. He's responded pretty well. A strikeout and that liner hit by Francoeur. Here's another ball hit deep and hooking foul.
Wow.
Into the upper deck in foul ground.
Second deck anyway.
Yeah. One of the upper decks.
You see one hitting the upper deck, you got a long one, boy. That thing's up near the roof of the home run porch. Yep, no doubt it was foul, but boy, he put a charge in that breaking ball.
But it's a loud foul, and it's no balls and a strike to Bettamy. And after 9 straight strikes, there's a ball. And the 1-1. Slice down the left field line and foul. 13-game hit streak on the line for Wilson, too. It's a career high for him.
Kansas City has had 2 base runners in every inning, first and third and 1 out. in the first inning. At first and second, 1 out in the second. First and second, nobody out in the third. Ogando's been pitching out of jams all night long. Can he get out of one more?
He can, with a swing and a miss from Betemit. 2 strikeouts in the inning. And Alexi Ogando strides off. The Rangers still lead it 1-0. Headed to the bottom of the third. On Fox Sports Southwest is brought to you by Geico Insurance and by AT&T. And here's Ian Kinsler. Takes a first pitch strike from Davies. Bottom of the third inning, and I think we're hearing thunder.
Last night the thunder was the Rangers' bats. That sounded like a real thunder.
Yeah.
It's been overcast and cloudy and threatening right from the start. We hadn't heard thunder yet.
No. Ian slices this one down the right field side and foul.
Carla Janeway is our graphics coordinator.
Yeah.
We call her the Empress.
Yeah.
She wants to say hi to her family down in Lake Fork, and especially her grandchild, Gracie Mahaffey. So hi to Carla's family and hi to Gracie. And also, we got a huge batch of cupcakes. Verna McDonald is 80 years old today, and she sent us a batch of cupcakes for her birthday.
Awesome.
How great is that?
Thank you, Verna.
They're gone already.
Of course. I think Verna's here. We're going to try to send Noxie to find her.
Yep.
Here in the ballpark, they just showed a secret baby. And it was Ian Kinsler as he follows this one back towards us. And you never would have picked it as Ian. He was a towhead as a
I might have said Mitch Moreland, but I never would have thought that was Ian.
He was holding a football, and he had blonde, reddish blonde hair, and not surprisingly a big smile on his face. Here's the 2-2 to him. Grounded to short. Escobar gets Ian. And we'll go down to Emily Jones.
Well, guys, you were talking about Matt Trainer and his fondness of this team, and that baby picture that they flashed up of Ian Kinsler. They revealed it was him just as he was coming up to bat, and he got an earful from his former teammate, Matt Trainer, who gave him a healthy dose of teasing about that little baby picture.
Hey, everybody's got a baby picture. You better be careful. Yours might pop up there next, Matt.
Oh, no.
I guarantee you Chuck Morgan's probably got a baby picture of Matt Trainer. They need to flash it up there tomorrow. Turnabout's fair play. Chuck's doing such a great job with all the new amenities at the ballpark. Inside to Ian there. That scoreboard is just a thing of beauty, and the sound system is fully installed now. It wasn't completely done with surround sound for the first homestand, but it's fully installed now. KC and the Sunshine Band sang the national anthem today. They're doing a concert after the game, and they sounded great with that surround sound.
KC and the Sunshine Band goes right to the top of national
Boy,
anthems.
do they ever.
They sang the song like it was written perfectly.
Yep. A little bit of harmony mixed in there, but they sang the melody. Swing and a miss from Elvis.
I don't like it when the singer tries to become the star.
Right.
I like it when the song is the star.
Yeah, when the Star Spangled Banner.
It's a great song.
By
Just
the way.
sing the song.
Yeah. Singer tries to make it their own.
Yeah, I don't like that. That's one song that you shouldn't make your own.
No.
Just a personal preference.
There's a few great, renditions out there. That Whitney Houston rendition is great.
Carl Lewis rendition's pretty good.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. How about Rosie? Was it Rosie or what was that?
No, that was.
Yeah. Roseanne Barr, yes. Thank you, Dave Burchett in the truck. Big fan of Roseanne Barr's. How could he forget? Yeah.
Dave always has been a big fan of Roseanne Barr.
Yeah. Why wouldn't he be?
I'm not surprised he got that. In fact, not only did he get it, he chastised you for not knowing.
How could I not know?
Wow.
Roseanne Barr. Here comes Michael Young. I tried to give it to Rosie O'Donnell. I'm sorry about that, Rosie.
She probably couldn't sing it either.
No, and she gets mad at broadcasters when they talk about her. Michael Young's hitting 13 straight games now after the single in the first inning. Trying to make it 9 multi-hit games on the year. He's got 8 already. And he lines that one foul. He's also got an 8-game hitting streak against the Royals. So extended by the first inning single. Elvis is back safely. Adrian Beltre is waiting on deck.
Definite threat of Elvis running right here. And Davies knows that. Also a definite threat of maybe the hit and run with Michael so adept at hitting the ball to right field. Got a big hole to shoot for with the first baseman holding Elvis on.
High and in tight to Michael Young. So it's 2 balls and a strike. And that big gap over there between first and second is no doubt inviting to Michael Young. And he goes the other way, right into the big part of the field with another solid single to center for Young. Andrus on his way to third, and Michael is 2 for 2.
And Michael likes hitting in the third spot.
No kidding.
Michael stays hot. Came into the game 4th in the league, hitting .359. He was also 3rd in the league with 9 doubles. He's got his average up in the 360s now.
And with runners at first and third, here comes Adrian Beltre. 1 run on 3 hits and an error for the Rangers. No runs on 3 hits and an error for the Royals. Time for our Ford leaderboard, and we show you the league leaders in extra base hits. Here's your Rangers. And it's Beltre and Moreland and Kinsler and Young. 75 extra base hits on the year for Texas. And that leads all of Major League Baseball. Rangers love hitting in this ballpark. They've got a .299 average at Rangers Ballpark in Arlington. That's first in the American League, second in the majors.
Just saw a nice big flash of lightning right there.
Man, I thought it was a camera.
No, that was right straight over the stadium.
Wow. That we don't need.
Accompanying thunder.
High in the air from Adrian. It's in medium deep center field. Tagging is Elvis. And scoring the Rangers' second run.
Boy, Adrian, put the ball in play, hit it in the air, get the ball up deep enough, pick up that run. Hate to see those guys stay out there first and third and 1 out.
Adrian, yeah, gets his job done.
Leads the league in RBIs at 18 coming in. That's his 19th.
And here's Nelly. And there goes Michael Young to second base. He's in there easily.
Good jump for Michael. Another run for Nelly to pick up now.
Michael gets himself into scoring position.
And Davies a little bit slow to the plate right there, and Michael took advantage of that.
Michael's always been a good base runner, and for several years in a row he said he wants to be a better base stealer. One of his focuses of the season.
38 strikes, 33 balls for Davies. Wow, he's got a high pitch count.
71 already. There's a strike. To make it 2-1 to Nelly. He struck out first time up. It's the only time the Rangers have struck out against Davies. And this one is in that hole into right field. Waving Michael Young home is Dave Anderson, and it's 3-0 Rangers thanks to the RBI single from Nelly Cruz.
Well, it's going to look like a line drive in the newspaper tomorrow. You just kind of sliced a little ground ball right between first and second. Didn't hit it all that hard. But Michael's steal of second base set up the single for another RBI. Rangers pick up another run.
And here comes David Murphy. And there comes more lightning. Wow. And it is right over home plate. Bob McClure comes out.
Well, generally, when there's a huge threat of a lot of rain, the grounds crew will come out and talk to the umpire. I haven't seen that happen yet.
It is a loud storm right now, but not a very wet one. A lot of people already seeking shelter here, and I don't blame them. You hear those sounds in Texas, and you know what's heading your way. There's that clap. See, right over us.
Wow. Stay away, lightning.
Yeah. There's David Murphy. Nelly scampers back to first. David scored the first run of the game after reaching on an error by Chris Getz there at second base.
We talked about how youthful the Royals bullpen is. They've got 5 rookies in their bullpen. They've got 4 rookies who have never been in the big leagues before this year. It's not the kind of bullpen that, you know, can pitch a lot of back-to-back days, multiple innings. And so I think that for Ned Yost, he's trying to get as much out of Kyle Davies as he can, but going to run out of pitches pretty soon.
Yeah, it's 75 now. Those youngsters in the bullpen, you can't really see it when they're out on the field, but I saw in the clubhouse they've all got a bit going. They're wearing what they call faux hawks, kind of mohawk-like hairstyles. Rite of passage for the youthful bullpen members down there. Yeah,
they're starting to stretch because they know sooner or later one of them is going to be in the game.
It's like Jefferson throwing a shot put. That one cued foul. As we get a little more lightning here.
Ground crew guys are all standing out there now. In their area right down the left field line.
Right there adjacent to where. Yeah, they're stretching. Getting warmed up and ready.
That tractor is what would pull the tarp if they have to pull the tarp.
And somebody is apparently starting said tractor, so we'll see what all that means. They usually have the latest information. There's DK, the head grounds crew, just put the jacket on. And the payoff pitch. Grounded toward first. Up with it is Kayahui. And the side is retired. But the Rangers get a couple of more runs. Alexi Ogando headed back to the mound with a 3-0 lead.
Recognize these guys and girls. KC and the Sunshine Band. Harry Casey right here. 38 years strong. Unbelievable. Yeah. Here you are. You got a big venue. You play after the game. You guys play at a lot of baseball stadiums.
We do. We've done quite a bit. We've done the Marlins. We've done the Bears, Chicago. And we're doing this tonight. The Cubs. We've done the Cubs, not the Bears.
Should be a big crowd out on the lawn. And, so many great hits, so many great #1 songs. What's your favorite?
My favorite has to be probably Get Down. I always say Get Down. I like them all. But Get Down tonight, it was like our first #1 record here in the United States. And It's kind of like the baby.
All right, let's hear a little bit of that, huh? Come on, let's get a little sneak preview.
Do a little dance, make a little love, get down tonight.
There we go.
Get down tonight.
Yes, very nice. Hopefully the wife is watching. I'm not just kidding. All right, way to go, guys. Okay,
Thanks.
there we go.
Noxie, thanks. Make sure you tell them they are on the top of our list as far as the anthem goes, and hopefully this weather will clear out of here for their concert. That should be fun tonight.
Yeah, between innings, Dennis Klein, the Rangers ground superintendent, came out and talked to the umpires. In the third inning, they come out and smooth out the infield. And I'm not sure exactly what they said, but hopefully it's that all the bad stuff is a ways away and we're going to get the game in.
And the concert. Kaihue down on strikes.
3 out of the last 4 hitters have struck out.
And it'll bring up Matt Trainer. Matt's had some good moments already with the Kansas City Royals. Hasn't found his offensive stroke yet, but he did have his first career walk-off, a 3-run homer in the 13th inning back on the 3rd of April.
You also might tell the viewers at home it's not raining as hard as it looked like in that picture.
Man, it looked like it was pouring, didn't it?
There's a little bit of a drizzle, but it's not anything like a hard downpour.
Yeah, sometimes
all the fans are still in their seats.
Yeah, that camera can be so deceiving because it looked like it was raining.
It's really not raining that hard.
No. Just like the camera makes you look 15 pounds heavier than you are. Makes it look like it's raining harder. Yeah. If it's not raining hard, Vic Sosa out there, our center fielder camera says, yeah, come on out, guys.
I take it back, Vic.
Yeah, it's not raining so hard. There's a strike to Matt Trainer.
You know, there's a couple of problems with being a cameraman tonight. One is the rain, one is the lightning. I'd feel a little bit uncomfortable about the lightning. Right there is where you want to throw that fastball, right on the knees, right on the outside corner.
A little 2 outside there to run things full at 3-2.
Now Alexi needs a nice quick 1-2-3 inning. No base runners, 10 or 12 pitches. Get right back in the dugout. Let the Ranger hitters get back at it. Keep his pitch count down.
Chop foul.
After he hit Alex Gordon, which followed the leadoff double to Cabrera, since then it's 4 up, 4 down with 3 strikeouts.
Looking a little bit more like Alexi Ogando of 2011. That's a strike 3 called. Trainer thought it was an errant pitch, but no.
Well, everything had been away to Matt, and he had to be thinking and looking out over the plate. Instead, Alexi buzzed it on the inside part of the plate. Even though he was trying to buzz it on the outside part of the plate, came back and technically it did catch the inside corner.
And officially it matches Alexi's strikeout high for the season. He's had 4 once before. Then I'll see what he can do with the 9th place hitter, Escobar. Hauled back to the screen to make it 1-1. Coors Light freeze cam, and let's freeze on Mother Nature, shall we? Look at that. Well captured by our camera people. Not only are they out there in the rain, but they're artists with all those shots. Thank you, guys, and thanks for braving the elements for us.
Ogando also throws a splitter. He hasn't thrown many. I think that was one. He's thrown a couple of other ones. And I think his strikeout totals will increase as the splitter gets better and better. There's our 1-2-3 inning.
There's that quick inning you were calling for. Chris Davis does it himself, and 1-2-3 go the Royals in the 4th. Alexi Ogando with a 3-0 lead. And tonight, we are wondering who are the only 3 Rangers pitchers to have a season ERA under 2 since 2000. That's with a minimum of 40 innings pitched. We'll have the answer to our AT&T trivia question in the next half inning. Strike 1 to Torrealba as the lightning continues to flash. Norveit's got 9 hits and 35 at bats against the Royals. And this one's grounded to short. Escobar has it. First out of the 4th inning. And it'll bring up Mitch Moreland. Mitch had the first RBI of the game, that slicing double to the wall and left that eluded Alex Gordon out there. And drove home David Murphy. That was back in the 2nd inning to give the Rangers a 1-0 lead. There's a curveball in there for a strike from Davies. High in the air to left this time. Gordon's got that one. And there are 2 away. Here's Chris Davis. Hit the ball hard and almost made good on Tom Greaves' call the last time up.
Yep. I think if he hit that ball last night, it would have been up on Greens Hill. It really looked like the ball jumped off his bat and then just died at the warning track. So it looked like the wind knocked it down today instead of helping it.
Just because of the subtle shift in the wind, that jet stream may not be the same. It may not even be in existence tonight. Outside from Davies to even things up at 1-1. That one sliced foul off the handle. And that is thunder, not applause, that you hear in the background. Davis calls time. Chris was hitting .429 at AAA and had a 3-home run game. On appeal, he did not go around. So it's 2-2. Chris hit 3 for Round Rock back on the 9th of April.
Ooh, that was a close one.
Yeah.
Closer than it looked.
It really was. Davies now at 88 pitches.
I think the thing that's caused his pitch count to be so high is when he's been ahead in the count, he hasn't been able to make a quick pitch to get the hitter out.
But he got Davis there, and 1-2-3 go the Rangers in the 4th. Texas still leads at 3-0, and here comes Alexi. We answer the AT&T trivia question now. The only 3 Rangers pitchers to have a season ERA under 2 since 2000, with a minimum of 40 innings. Alexi Ogando in 10. Coco and Darren O'Day. First pitch from Ogando to the leadoff man, Chris Getz, is errant for a ball. And now it's 2-0. And the relievers have left the building. Guess they just don't want to sit out there in the rain. They've sought the drier ground. Now it's 3-0 as we say hello to Steve Busby. Hello, Buzz.
Good evening, guys. How y'all doing?
Glad to see you got the memo about the red shirt.
Yeah.
That was great. We all have different versions of that Ranger red working.
We do, and they have several more out there that I saw today in the fan shop.
You didn't have to buy that today, did you?
No, this one I bought last week.
Okay, good. I'm trying to take it upon myself to text you and Mac to know what to wear when we come, and I forgot to do that today, so I'm glad you came with the golf shirt.
I called Tom last night.
Very good.
I don't have your phone number, so I had to call him.
Very good. All right,
he said, I just can't depend on John Radley.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to be proactive.
Yeah.
I know John way too long to try and depend on him for it.
Yeah, clearly that was a good choice, wasn't it? Yeah.
A good job by Alexi coming back from the 3-0 count.
Elvis has got that one.
Buzz, when you heard that Alexi might be in the rotation, what were your thoughts about the possibility of him doing what he's doing now?
Tom, I don't think there was any way to predict how he was going to react to it. I think that his stuff takes very well. As a matter of fact, I thought his stuff took better to starting than C.J. Wilson's did. Now, C.J. has done a great job of simplifying his repertoire and dialing back his fastball a little bit, his effort a little bit, and he's become much more consistent. But I like what I saw from Ogando as far as commanding the strike zone. Matter of fact, a little too good sometimes.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
That was one of the things that Ron Washington was on him about in the spring, was to work outside the strike zone some, which is kind of a strange thing for people to get their brains around, but you can't throw all strikes.
Well, not in the middle of the plate. And the only thing that I see from Alexi in the first 4 starts, especially in the start in New York when he got hurt, was that his mistakes were in the middle of the plate. And you have to learn, especially as a starter, that when you're ahead in the count or even in the count, if you're trying to come inside on somebody, you get it in there. If you miss inside. And that's one of the things that just becomes automatic for you, understanding the count and as a starter how to pitch. But he's getting there. He's got electric stuff, obviously.
Cabrera keeps fouling them off. And
how about your thoughts on Derek Holland last night, Buzz, after that 5-run inning?
Thought he did a great job of coming back. And we would not have seen that from Derek Holland, I don't think, last year or the year before. Both he and Matt Harrison. Harrison hasn't had the occasion to come back from that disastrous of an inning. But he still had some rough spots that he's had to bounce back from, and both of them, I can't give him high enough praise for that, because that's a huge step in the development to become a starting and competent starting pitcher in the major leagues.
It's just the maturing process that's happening right before our eyes, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Ogando's a little bit different, I guess, because even though he's inexperienced, he is 27 years old. So
over the head of Adrian Beltre, and Cabrera is taken towards second, and then he heads back. Puts the brakes on wisely.
Cabrera's had a good night.
And we're going to check in with Jim Knox.
All right, thank you, John. Hey, recognize this guy, former Dallas Mayor Ron Kirk. Now he is with the United States Trade Representative. Very busy guy. You were just telling me how many days do you get back to Texas?
I'm lucky. I try to get home at least once a month because my family here, my wife is here. Dallas is home, always will be.
Now you got to throw out the first pitch. What was that like tonight?
It was such a great honor, particularly this week while they're honoring Jackie Robinson. But that mound is high, and when you got a bunch of knuckleheads telling you don't bounce it, don't bounce it.
Now, you go to the White House sometimes 3 times a day, every now and then. So when President Obama maybe is watching NBA basketball, you tell him to switch it to the Ranger game?
You know, he is a huge Bulls fan. As big a fan as I am of the Rangers, he is of Chicago.
All right, well, good to see you. Best of luck.
Hey,
and,
it's great to be
We'll
home.
see you soon. Thank you. John.
All right, Noxie, thanks very much. Ron Kirk, great guy and a great former mayor of the city of Dallas. And now it's Gordon. It's reached twice with a single and hit by a pitch. And that one breaks the bat to Ian for 1 over to Elvis and to Chris Davis. 2 for the price of 1. And a bat shatters in the meantime. So Agondo's out of the inning. It's 3-0 Texas. We head to the bottom of the 5th. This is brought to you by Steel and by Whataburger. And the first pitch to Ian Kinsler is grounded toward third. It's a fair ball. And Ian is out. Heard some of your comments on the pregame show, Buzz, Rangers Live, about what to do with the bullpen now, but the bullpen by committee is about the only option they have at this moment.
Yeah, as far as the closer role goes, John, you're right. I don't see any obvious answer to it. You've got the 2 veteran left-handers in Rhodes and Oliver, and I think they're probably the most capable and the most comfortable for Ron Washington to go with right now. Now that could change. Epley could show him some stuff in given situations. If Strop could throw strikes consistently, he certainly would be an option.
Bunt by Elvis. And they get him. And the wind is picking up now. Look at that. And it's really changed direction now.
Blowing in toward first base now.
As long as it doesn't start circling.
The Rangers are in a bunting slump. They have not, I can't remember the last time they laid down a bunt for a hit. And they're usually very good at it.
Wash had Bourbon out doing some bunting practice earlier this week. He said that Julio's biggest problem was that he'd been bunting at the wrong pitches. You got to pick the right pitches to bunt at. And he says he'll get Julio back in the lineup soon. He wanted to get Davis on the field today. That meant Moreland in right, Cruz in left, and David Murphy back in center field for the second straight day.
Well, the good thing is whatever happens with the rain, hopefully it will be nothing. This is an official ball game, so you don't have to worry about that.
Especially not with the Rangers out in front by a 3-0 count. Michael's in front, 3-1. And that makes it 3-2 to Michael Young from Kyle Davies, who's still in there, sneaking up on 100 pitches now. And that one is sliced foul.
Made his night.
And she looks pretty excited too. Maybe she thought it was going to hit her. She's happy he caught it. The payoff pitch to Michael Young. Fouled back. Are you here tomorrow, Buzz?
I am here tomorrow. I'm here for the duration of the homestand.
Very good.
Yeah.
John
Great.
probably won't tell you Buzz short sleeve shirts tomorrow. Okay.
Okay. Thanks, Tom.
I'll promise I'll text you in the morning, Buzz. Yeah. Don't wait by it. Swing and a miss, and Michael is down on strike. Steve Busby will be a part of Rangers Live with Joe Gum immediately following the game. We appreciate you, Buzz.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you much. Tell Joe about the short sleeve shirt too.
I will. Yeah, I will.
Yeah, we don't have his number. 3-0 Rangers. Here's a recap of the only run scored in the game so far. Mitch Moreland in the second inning over the head of Alex Gordon scores David Murphy to make it 1-0. Rangers get 2 in the third inning. Adrian Beltre with a sacrifice fly to bring Elvis Andrus home. And then an RBI seeing eye single from Nelly Cruz scores Michael Young, and the Rangers lead it 3-0 as we head to the 6th inning with Alexi Ogando still on the mound and starting Butler off with a strike. Alexi's gotten better as the night has gone on. 19 pitches in the first, 25-19. He had 15 pitches in the fourth, 16 in the fifth.
I think he's gotten better. You're right. I think his command has been better too.
There's the bullpen guys. They're back. They're leaning against the wall rather than up on the rail this time.
We talked about how Derek Holland came back from a bad inning and how well he threw. You kind of point to the third inning double hit by pitch to start the inning. Since then, only 1 single and 4 strikeouts. Oh boy, that's pretty close.
Mm-hmm. But it makes it 3-1.
How close?
Very close. Yeah. So the 3-1 to the cleanup hitter is grounded towards short. Beltre dives, can't get it, but Elvis is there and makes the play.
Oh, he's smiling. I'll pick you up, big guy.
A little teamwork.
Don't worry.
Yeah, a little teamwork.
If you can't get it, I'll be right behind you.
That is the classic backup.
I guess the only surprising thing is that Beltre couldn't get to it. But turned out to be an easier play for Elvis anyway.
Yeah, it was almost hit straight to him. Just a step or two to his right. And there's a strike to Francoeur.
Ogando's thrown 79 pitches, 90 pitches, and 92 pitches. He's at 99 pitches right now.
There's been a lot of talk about his numbers, not only number of pitches, but number of innings. Obviously, he's going to surpass anything he's ever thought about as far as the total number of innings if he stays in the starting rotation, even as a reliever.
Yeah, I agree with what Mike Maddox said. The difference is, if you compare him to a young Derek Holland when he first got to the big leagues, he's 27 years old and his body is matured, and I think there's less risk for him upping his innings than there is for a young guy.
That one's grounded to Beltre.
Oh, those hands.
Up with it and makes the play to get Francoeur.
A little bobble, but no problem. Keeps it right in front of him. Now you've got that long throw, which turns out to be no problem for Adrian.
And that's getting the lighter, faster Francoeur by a step. So it brings up Betemeet.
He gets Betemeet right here. He gets out of this inning without giving up a run. That'll be 3 out of 4 starts. 19 innings where he hasn't given up a run. This will, I'm sure, be his last inning.
Yep, he's at just over 100, 103 pitches now, which is a career high number of pitches for him.
And the newest member of the Ranger bullpen is throwing out there, Cody Epley.
One pitch gets behind Jorvik, and there you see the side armor, Cody Epley. That media throng that surrounded him earlier in the clubhouse today had him wide-eyed. He said, honestly, I don't know what to say. I mean, a million things are coming at me right now. I'm so happy to be here. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, let me breathe.
Yeah, that was basically it. It's about the time Torrealba came through for a moment of levity. That one's fouled back to the screen to make it 2-2. And the crowd gets into it here. Most of them back in their seats now. And one of them will take that ball home. It was hit hard and foul. Well, look at it. She got it. No problem. Yeah, she spilled a little bit of her frosty beverage. But she got the ball, and she's got a souvenir. And swing and a miss.
What a way to end it.
And a career high in strikeouts for Alexi Ogando. That's number 5, season high. Career high for Ogando, and the Rangers lead at 3-0. worth $100. And dinner for two at a Sonic Drive-In. Tonight, the Rangers are hitting for Donna Cooper of Ennis, Texas. And if a Ranger hits a grand slam, Donna Cooper will win $25,000. You can register at any North Texas Sonic restaurant. We had a winner in the Sonic Slam inning last night, which is why the jackpot is back to 100. And Adrian Beltre steps up. It was Beltre who hit the home run in the Sonic Slam inning yesterday. And he hits this one high in the air, but it's not going to be deep enough to get out of here. Medium deep center field is Melky Cabrera. And we'll say hi to Jim Knox.
All right, thank you, John. Hey, you know, a big night for Josh Hamilton before the game. He was presented the silver bat by Louisville Slugger. This goes to the American League batting champion. Chuck Shoup is the one that presented it to him. But you had Michael Young do it. How come?
Right. We thought it would be nice to have a former batting champion assist in the presentation. So I had Michael actually hand him the bat, and I gave Josh the batting title ring.
A beautiful bat. How long does it take to make a bat like this?
It takes about 2 months to plate it, engrave it, and check all the specifics of it. So it's kind of an arduous process.
And needless to say, Josh was ecstatic about receiving this.
Very excited, and I gave him the bat and the ring, and he was just all smiles, and it makes the trip here worth it.
And how much is this? Well, about 25 pounds, is it? No.
Yeah, it's worth about $2,000 now with the price of silver. Even though it's not that heavy, it's still very valuable.
Very nice. All right, Chuck. Appreciate it. Good seeing you. Thank you.
Very much.
John?
Great looking bat, Noxie. Thanks very much. We had a big award ceremony on the field before the game today. Several awards were handed out. As Nelly grounds this one to second base. And there are two away. Josh got his silver bat, mentioned that. And the Silver Slugger Awards were presented to Adrian Beltre, who won his as the third baseman with Boston, and Josh Hamilton. The 2010 Players' Choice Award, the American League Outstanding Player, Josh Hamilton. The MLB.com MLB Network Gibby Awards, Major League Player of the Year was Josh Hamilton. And the Defensive Player of the Year by the Gibby Awards was Elvis Andrus. So it was a busy night of awards here at Rangers Ballpark in Arlington.
Well, Kyle Davies has settled down since Cruz's single. He's retired 9 straight. Going to give Ned Yost 6 innings, it looked like. Earlier in the game, didn't look like he'd be able to get through 6 innings with his pitch count.
Fouled into the club level by David Murphy. He's a .292 hitter against the Royals. 5 homers and 19 batted in. And this one is sliced down the left field line and hooking foul off the tarp. Which thankfully we have not needed. That weather pattern got dangerously close, but so far it hasn't done too much damage to us.
It looks like it's passed. The wind has died down. Doesn't feel as threatening right now. No lightning or thunder anyway.
Apparently the radar shows some stuff to the southwest of us right now. (3-0) Rangers here in the bottom of the 6th inning. And David Murphy hits it to Getz, who gets Murphy. And the side's retired in order again. See if it's Epley or Ogando coming back here. Alexi takes off the warm-up top. There's Cody Epley. We'll see who it is when we come back for the 7th. Texas Rangers baseball on Fox Sports Southwest is brought to you by your Texas Ford dealers. Check out the Ford F-150 and drive one. Ford is the best in Texas. And by Southwest Airlines' new Rapid Rewards, unlimited reward seats and no blackout dates. And it is Alexi Ogando back on the mound, having thrown 109 pitches, 68 of them for strikes, 41 balls.
I think he's going to be out here for one batter. Cody Epley's a sidearm pitcher, and I think with a left-hand hitter leading off, Ron probably feels that Ogando is a little bit better equipped to get this left-hand hitter, and then you've got a couple of right-hand hitters coming up after him. Epley's still throwing out in the bullpen. Ogando's still dealing. He's still throwing. Last pitches of the last inning was 94. That pitch was 94. He had good command. He's only given up one single since the third inning.
Now Kayahue's ahead of him 2-1.
In fact, in the last 4 innings, after the hit by pitch, that's the only base runner. And all 5 of the strikeouts have come after that point in time.
5 represents a career high for Ogando and a season high. And this one's hit hard in the air to right field and into the upper deck as Kayahue turns on that one. And it's 3-1 Texas. And apparently the fan up there doesn't want to throw it back. Here comes Ron Washington.
He got behind in the count, 3-1. Didn't want to walk him, threw him a fastball, and the big guy got a hold of it.
And that will do it for Alexi Ogando. And here comes Cody Epley. Presents doing more on defense, and the broken bat double play helps Alexi Ogando here as the Rangers turn it 4-6-3 and retire the side. Alexi Ogando now done for the night. And there you see his line. 1 run on 5 hits. Through 114 pitches. That represents a career high. 70 strikes, 44 balls. And it's time for our Verizon Wireless call to the bullpen to check in on Cody Epley, the Rangers 2010 minor league reliever of the year.
Well, he's definitely thrown into the fire the first day in the big leagues. Got an opportunity in setup relief in a close ball game, 3-1 now.
His first challenge, Matt Trainer, a guy he no doubt threw to at spring training. Cody got his first invite to Major League spring training this year as a non-roster invitee.
Keep the ball, I guess. First Major League pitch.
There you go. That one will be placed in his locker for safekeeping and for a memento. And there's your little authentication process happening with it. Emily's right there to check on it.
Every step of the way. Yes, I'm watching him very closely to make sure that this is not mishandled in any way.
No sleight of hand or anything.
It's all authentic, I'll tell you that.
There you go, a strike to make it 1-2 to Matt Trainer.
You might notice that Cody Epley throws sidearm in almost the same way Darren O'Day does. They're very similar in the way they pitch.
Wave and a miss by Matt, and it's a strikeout for Cody Epley. What a way to start your major league career, young man.
They got ahead with a fastball and a slider and got him to chase one out of the strike zone.
So here's Escobar. With one out and a run in on the home run to lead things off here in the 7th inning. That's a strike. And another one. 5 strikes and only 1 ball in his 6 big league pitches so far. Big 6'5" 205-pound Cody Epley. Was a 43rd round pick in the 2008 June draft. And he has risen from there to here. Less than 3 years. Escobar's 0 for his last 15. Epley trying to make it 16. He's ahead of him. A ball and 2 strikes. And this one is hit into center field for a base hit. And we go to Emily Jones.
Well, John, you talked about how wide-eyed Cody Epley was coming into the clubhouse today. It's been a whirlwind for him, as you mentioned, but there are some things working in his favor. The fact that he did go to spring training with this club, and also to the great start he got off to at AAA Round Rock. 8 1/3 innings, 6 relief appearances of scoreless baseball, and he looks to be so far so good, off to a nice start in his major league debut.
Yeah, no doubt about that, Emily. Thank you. And he's no stranger to starting off a season well. He started last year with a 22-inning scoreless run. However, that was Bakersfield, high A. Starting at AAA as he did, and now being in the big leagues, a long way from there. There's a strike to the leadoff man Getz. There you see Pedro Strop starting to loosen in the Rangers bullpen.
I think normally if Felice is on the roster, this is probably an inning where you see Darren Oliver. Arthur Rhodes, but they've been pushed back to later in the ball game now.
And so Strope, who pitched last night, will likely get another opportunity tonight. You see Oliver and Rhodes.
You know, Pedro didn't have command last night, but Ron Washington has to play the guys that he has right now, and it's going to be up to Strope to settle down and be able to come in with confidence and throw strikes.
Escobar chased back to first base. Wash said he had no idea until last night after the ball game that there were any issues with inflammation or even tightness in the shoulder of Neftali Feliz. They really want to be careful with him, though. They don't want this thing to linger. So it's an injury that they say might not have landed another pitcher in another situation on the disabled list. They immediately decided to DL, as they say, Feliz, to make sure that it's something he can get over quickly. Inflammation, they say, of the right shoulder.
It's a long season, and you certainly want him here for the last 3 or 4 months of the season. You don't want to take any chances early. Kind of withstand some injuries early, get everybody back healthy for the stretch run. He'll be back, by the sounds of it, a lot sooner than the stretch run. Hopefully sometime early in May.
Yeah. Wash kept talking about the 20-game stretch. We're in game 2 of 20 in a row. 20 games in 20 days. And someone corrected him, well, it's only a 15-day disabled list. And Wash says, yeah, I'm looking at a slightly bigger picture. 20 games in 20 days is the most allowed in a Major League Baseball season. It's the only time all year the Rangers will play 20 games in 20 days, at least scheduled. Rainouts could change that, but on the original schedule, this is the only incidence of that. Epley off the mound to field that one. He makes the play to Davis.
But Brett Tomko hasn't pitched since he's been up here, but he's going to pitch, I would say, quite a bit in the next 20 days with all these games coming up. Same with Dave Bush. Dave is the long man, hasn't had a chance to pitch very much. But there's not 8 relievers now. There's only 7. And with all these games coming up, everybody in the bullpen is going to have to contribute.
Yeah, closer by committee, bullpen by committee in a bigger picture. Wash said he would use or consider using any one of his relief pitchers as the closer, but admitted that he would lean and his first choice would be the veteran guys. Rhodes, Oliver, O'Day. Strike one to Melky Cabrera. See if Epley can figure out a way to get him out. Melky's 3 for 3 on the night.
Yeah, through 6 innings, Kansas City had 4 hits and Cabrera had 3 of them.
A single in the first, a double in the third, and then another single in the 5th inning. And now it's all even at 1-1. Epley has started all 4 batters he's faced with a first pitch strike. Well, that's something that's preached to these guys, and something that'll make Mike Maddox happy. And the 1-1 as the runner goes toward third. The throw from Torrealba not in time. And Escobar has stolen third base. 28th steal of the season for Kansas City.
Yeah, I'm not sure the intelligence of trying to steal third base right there with 2 outs and just barely getting in there. You're down by 2 runs late in the game. You're already in scoring position. Left-hand hitter up gives the catcher a clear shot. You better be safe on that one.
He was, but not by much. And the 2-1 pitch fouled away to make it 2-2. Ooh.
Yeah, if that throw was right on the bag, about 6 inches off the ground, he would have been out. Now that's asking for a perfect throw. It's a good throw as it was. But if a perfect throw could get you, then you shouldn't have gone.
Adrian made a pretty good attempt at the backward blind tag and almost got him. And this one is grounded weakly to Elvis. Over to Davis. And how about that, Cody Epley? Pretty good inning, young man. His major league career is underway, and the Rangers still lead it by 2. It's 3-1. Hand center, great hands of the game, and Adrian Beltre has demonstrated great hands over and over again. He gets Jeff Francoeur here after a quick bobble and then a long throw to first base. Adrian Beltre, the author of our great hands play of the game. We have a new pitcher out there, Tim Collins, another one of the Royals rookies from the bullpen. Already seen quite a bit of action this year already. And he'll start the 7th inning against Jorvi Torrealba. There's Cody Epley, the Rangers' young reliever, made his major league debut tonight.
Collins not a big guy. He's only 5'7". He rears back and throws it harder than you would expect someone 5'7" to throw it.
Yeah, he uses that full wind-up technique. He's only 163 pounds, too. Just the opposite of most of these guys we see. Just about every other relief pitcher that comes out there, these young guys are all 6'5".
Well, Billy Wagner wasn't a big guy either. He saved a lot of games and threw 98 miles an hour. You have to think that Collins' delivery is pretty deceptive, the way he turns his back and leans back. Fastball is low 90s. He had a pretty good changeup, too.
He was acquired at the trade deadline last year by the Royals from the Atlanta Braves. Oh, a strike called to Jorvi Torrealba, and he doesn't like it.
Pretty good curveball, too. And I don't blame Jorvi. Collins has pitched 10 innings. He's struck out 15, 16 now, but he's walked 10, so he's had a little trouble with the strike zone.
And now we'll face Mitch Moreland. And that big windup of his. Mitch with a RBI double back in the second inning. And he flew out to Alex Gordon his last time up in the fourth. High in the air. Shallow right center field. Calling for it is Cabrera, and he makes the play. And the Junior Rangers Club, presented by Dr. Pepper, is better than ever in 2011. For only $15, kids 13 and under get a cap, a drawstring bag, 8 ticket vouchers, and frontline access to run the bases. After Sunday afternoon games, you can get details about the Dr. Pepper Junior Rangers at TexasRangers.com. Strike on the outside part of the plate to Chris Davis. Long fly out and a strikeout in his 2 trips.
You can already tell after 10 pitches that kid has a good arm. His fastball is 92, 94. Has a good curveball and a good changeup. And the lightning is still in the area.
Wow, yeah, it's still flirting. Big bolt just right overhead moments ago. Most of the crowd of 45,506 is still on hand here watching a tight game as the Rangers lead at 3-1. Wave and a miss from Davis, and there's the accompanying thunder.
Well, he really sells that changeup with his delivery. Looks just like his fastball. It's about 11 or 12 miles an hour slower than his fastball.
Just fouls that one off. Stays 2-2. Top of the order due next with Ian Kinsler. That's if Davis can get on. And now it's 3-2 to the Rangers' 9th place hitter. Kicks and fires and walks Chris Davis. So here comes Ian. He's 0 for 3 on the night, with a fly out and a couple of ground outs. And there's a strike from Tim Collins. In his career, Ian's been very good against Kansas City, a .352 average with 8 homers, 26 runs batted in. It's his highest average against any opponent. And he hits this one toward left field. Gordon is there to make the play, though, and the side is retired. We're headed to the 8th inning. The Rangers cling to a 3-1 lead. And hey, baseball fans, Chevy is a proud sponsor of youth baseball leagues in your community. Go to ChevyYouthBaseball.com for a chance at winning a home field makeover. And there is a lot of youth here, anxious, no doubt, about a big day tomorrow. Tomorrow is Easter. All those Easter egg hunts. You saw the reaction there to lightning just overhead. But hopefully the weather won't put a damper on Easter egg hunts and that type of thing in the morning.
Big fastball tailing away from Alex Gordon. Pedro Strop still throwing in the bullpen. Epley's back out there, though, for his second inning.
And why not? He's throwing strikes, 16 of them so far. Make it 17 and only 5 balls. And he's ahead of Gordon. No balls and 2 strikes. High and outside to make it 2-2. Gordon had a single his first time up to extend his hitting streak to 17. Hit by a pitch in the 3rd and grounded into a double play in the 5th. This one's out in front of the mound. Epley's up with it. Makes the play to Davis.
Second little tapper that's gone right back to Cody. Gets it 1-2.
And we go to Jim Knox.
All right, John, time for the progressive fan of the game. Not going to be a roll fan. Not in this house, big guy. Get down, costume out of here. It's got to be Robert celebrating the big 5-0. He's got the signs. He's taking abuse all night. 50 involved him. But Robert, here's the progressive bag, the hat, the shirt. Congratulations. What do you got to say, Robert?
All I know is that we're going to party with KCA Sunshine Band.
All right, there you go, Robert. Congratulations. A little happy guy right here.
That's a good way to celebrate your birthday. A little Rangers baseball, KC and the Sunshine Band. Robert can remember him back when they had all those hits, mostly in the 70s. They were a hit with the anthem earlier. And there's a strike. 1-1. Butler struck out in the 3rd. Pop out to Ian his first time up, and that ground out. Outside part of the plate is a strike.
And Cody's got to pitch through the middle of the lineup right here. He's faced 3 straight left-hand hitters, Getz, Cabrera, and Gordon, and gotten all of them. A little precipitation beginning.
Yeah.
Let's send some people for the. Oh boy.
This one's grounded to Elvis. And there are 2 away.
Yeah, Escobar had a solid single to center on a hanging slider. Other than that, 3 weak tappers and a strikeout.
Francour's hitting streak on the line here.
I think the most impressive thing about Cody pitching in the big leagues for the first time is what you just said, John. The fact that he's throwing strikes. 21 out of 28 pitches have been strikes. Oh boy.
There's another one. Strike 1 to Francour. And the hitting streak lives. Francour slices it out into right center field. He's rounding first and headed towards second. The throw, not in time. Francour is in safely.
Got good hustling right there by Francour. I don't know how he hit that pitch. Down and out of the strike zone. He just kind of slices it into right field.
And it's a 13-game streak for Frenchie. And it brings up Betamete. Mike Maddox coming out to chat with Epley for a moment.
You got Darren Oliver throwing now. Kai Ahue hits. Darren will come in and face him. Not going to bring in a righty or let a righty face him.
There you see Ollie. Pedro Strop still working out there as well under the watchful eye of Andy Hawkins. Nick Carapazza out there to ostensibly to break this conference up, and finally does. Looked like Vic was a part of the conversation for a minute there. Maybe he was saying, let's get this going before this weather moves in here. Runner at second is Fran Coor. There are 2 out. Wilson Betemit also with a hitting streak on the line. He's hitting 13 straight. Pop out and 2 strikeouts for him today. And that's on the outside part of the plate.
That's what a sidearm pitcher has to do. It's pretty easy to see the ball for a left-hand hitter, but if you can make it sink and tail away and keep it away from the hitter like that, there's not much you can do with it. Good movement on that sinking fastball.
Way inside to make it 1-1. Just starting to get a few drops on the camera lenses. And the 1-1 pitch fouled off and out of play. And look at our own Emily Jones. I guess she forgot her rain bonnet today, so.
We have the microphone in a plastic bag, and my hair is protected thanks to Ziploc as well.
That's beautiful. That couldn't be a better look, Em. It looks good on you, though. Ought to get a bowl of soup with that hat. Emily, the homeless woman, speaking into a trash bag over there.
There'll be 700 women wearing that same look tomorrow, Em. You're a trendsetter.
Oh, goodness. The things I do for the Texas women.
They're all going to wonder what the squiggly cord is going down your neck. Where do I buy one of those? You've got to accessorize with an IFB, we call that.
Well, listen, when I went to the restroom earlier, I caught all kinds of slack from Nolan Ryan, so I figured I'm going to tough this one off.
Elvis back to make the play, falling down, and Epley gets out of the inning. Fran Coor is stranded at second base. Great play by Elvis Andrus to end it. And the Rangers still lead it 3-1. this Monday, the Rangers host the Blue Jays, and all fans will receive an Adrian Beltre t-shirt. Compliments of Sweet Baby Ray's. Tickets are available at TexasRangers.com or by calling 972-RANGERS. The author of that great defensive play to end the top half of the 8th inning steps in now in the bottom half of the 8th inning. Elvis Andrus went back a long ways to get that ball. Fell to the ground after he caught it and retired the side. And now he stands in against a guy who doesn't have a whole heck of a lot more experience than Cody Epley. Strike one from Lewis Coleman, who made his major league debut on Thursday night. There's the coach on the field, Norvit Torrealba, with some tips for Cody Epley. A wide-eyed student, the pupil, lapping it all in. You see the numbers against the Indians in his debut. Elvis hits this one high, but Francoeur is there to make the play. And there's one away. Coleman had 17 strikeouts in 7 innings for Omaha before being called up. He was one of the last cuts of spring training for the Royals, who of course share the complex with the Rangers in Surprise, Arizona. Here's Michael Young. A couple of singles on the night and a strikeout for Mike. He's improved upon his .311 career average against the Kansas City Royals. And there's a strike to him. He now has hits in 12 of his last 13 against KC. And 13 straight overall. Longest hitting streak of the year so far for the Rangers. And now it's 3-1 to him. Swing and a miss, and it's full at 3-2. Now it's Mike Maddox's turn to just impart a little wisdom to Cody Epley. The line forms behind Maddox to give Epley advice. And a wave and a miss by Michael, and that's 2 outs.
The third baseman, Adrian Beltre.
It'll bring up Adrian Beltre.
Looking out at the Ranger bullpen, looks like Darren Oliver will come in to pitch the 9th inning and go for the save.
There's that patented move from Beltre, that foot tap. And there is your closer of the day, perhaps. Foul tip by Beltre. It'll make it 1-1. If you missed the news, Feliz is out with inflammation in the right shoulder on the 15-day disabled list. So the Rangers will be without the services of the reigning most valuable player from the American League and the reigning Rookie of the Year in the American League for at least a couple of weeks.
Well, with all the weather that's around us, I guess we've been pretty lucky. We've seen it, but we haven't received it.
No. Raining now, but not as hard as you would think by the lightning and thunder we've seen and heard. And the 2-2 to Beltre. Swung on and missed. Pretty nice inning by Lewis Coleman in his second major league game. And here comes the Rangers closer. It's Darren Oliver. Lightning bolt that just flashed through here moments ago and got everybody's attention. Darren Oliver on to pitch for the Rangers. And some defensive changes in the outfield, too. You see Ollie's numbers for the year. Opponents hitting just 133 against him. A more customary outfield alignment out there with Cruz in right, Bourbon in center, and David Murphy in left field. And that's strike one to Kaiahue. Strike two to him. And there's Julio. Center fielder now. Being adjusted. Alignment wise. Line foul. And it stays 0-2. Keela had that home run in the 7th inning. The last batter faced by Alexi Ogando. He was relieved by Cody Epley, who got a strikeout, the first batter he faced in his big league career. Then a single and 2 groundouts. The 1-2. Sliced foul and out of play.
Kaiahue has a real good chance to see that slider that he saw for the second strike right here. And he just threw him a good fastball. He got a piece of it. That'll be a curveball. Boom.
Swing and a miss. Got him. 1 out.
It's the exact same curveball that he saw for the second strike. Good pitch. Get that leadoff hitter.
Ollie's facing the 7, 8, and 9 hitters. The 8 man is Matt Trainer. That's who stands in now. He reached on an error in the fielder's choice error in the second.
what might have been a double play ball. It was bobbled. Now he's ahead of Ollie. 2 balls and no strikes. Weather continues to threaten in the area.
Darren pitched an inning last night, and so tomorrow he may not be available 3 straight days. It might be Arthur Rhodes' turn to save a game. Hopefully we'll be in that position.
Yeah, I like what you said earlier when someone said, who's going to save on a nightly basis? You said, I just hope we need a closer every night. This one's hit to left field. David Murphy back and then in a step and makes the play.
Yeah, that's the problem you want to have.
Rain starting to pick up a little bit, and with the wind, it's actually coming in the booth here. And the Royals are down to their last hope here. Rangers lead it 3-1. And the 9th place man Escobar is up.
And the Rangers have won the first game of the last 4 series. And then in the first 3, they lost the next 2. It'd be nice to win this game and get rid of that.
Rangers are 6-1 overall in series openers. And the Rangers have a chance to give the Royals their first series loss of the season. They've won 3 and split 3. A bunt attempt. Makes it 2 balls and a strike to Escobar. Royals have won series with the Tigers, Angels, and Mariners, split with the White Sox, Twins, and Indians. There's a strike, and it's 2-2. Grounded toward Beltre, but foul. The weather is getting really close now. Ron Washington unfazed. And the pitch fouled off.
Looked like strike 3, but he got a piece of it.
Just enough of it.
Ron looks calm, but I promise you he's not.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on inside that you can't see by looking at his face.
Like the old duck. Palm on the top, going crazy below the surface.
You'll see that emotion if Darren gets this last out right
The
here.
2-2 pitch. Outside to make it 3-2. Darren Oliver and Arthur Rhodes both saying earlier today, pitching the 9th inning is not much different for us than pitching the 8th. You got to get everybody out every inning you pitch. That's the goal. That's the plan. That's what Ollie has done so far in this game. Retired the only 2 he's seen. The 3-2. Grounded toward Elvis. Across the diamond to Chris Davis. And there you go, boys. And there's that emotion from Ron Washington and from the 45,000 strong. The Rangers take a series from the Royals, the first team to have done that all year. And now Texas with a chance to sweep the Royals tomorrow. On Easter Sunday, Texas, after a 2-game losing streak, now has a 2-game winning streak. And they are doing great here at home. 9-2, the best home record in all of baseball. Darren Oliver with the save. And Ron Washington's plan of going with closer by committee pays a dividend in game number 1.
And Texas Rangers baseball on Fox Sports Southwest is brought to you by Southwest Airlines' new Rapid Rewards. Unlimited reward seats and no blackout days. By the Progressive Insurance Group. For a money-saving car insurance quote, call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE today. And by your Texas Ford dealers. Check out the Ford F-150 and drive one. Ford is the best in Texas. Rangers win it over the Royals tonight. 3-1, the dramatic final before 45,000 plus. Rangers Live is coming your way next on Fox Southwest.